gets water from the Colorado River? The latest stakeholders meeting on the future of the river wrapped up in Las Vegas, and it seems there is still a wide gulf over who gets what water. 40 million people rely on water from the Colorado, and a 100-year-old agreement between states along the river is expiring. There's no agreement on what to do next because the river has far less water than it used to. Your reporter Alan Janae looks at a big report out of the University of Colorado that paints a grim picture of the situation.
This report is called Dancing with Deadpool. It's a collection of studies and expert opinions on water use. More than 2 years of recent negotiations between 7 western states and tribes and other water users has led to no agreement as the Water Pact is renegotiated. Colorado is an upper basin state. That means the states that contribute more water to the Colorado than they use. Lower basin states like Arizona, Nevada, and California are looking at big reductions in their future, and they don't want to be in that alone.
Over 1,400 miles of winding water from clear to muddy to slake the thirst of an arid West. The Colorado is the answer to a problem, and a problem.
If everyone just gets what they were promised, the system crashes.
Doug Kenny is chair of the Colorado River Research Group based at CU Boulder that put out a stiff assessment of the river's worsening crisis. Levels are dropping in Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the U.S. in terms of volume, and Lake Powell, the largest in the U.S. in terms of surface area. Now 2/3 empty, and the authors of the report say one dry year or two could jeopardize hydropower at their dams and water supplies.
This is just like driving a car at 2 miles an hour toward a cliff in the distance, and now we're right up against that cliff, and we still don't have the good sense to put our foot on the brake.
Flows are down about 20% from what they were when the agreement was made, when there were far fewer people. Kenny notes it coincides with climate change.
You know, a lot of people don't think it's a real thing, and many that do think it's a real thing think it's a future problem, but it hit this basin pretty hard about 25 years ago. And the whole world got hotter, but parts of this basin got even hotter than that.
Higher heat means more evaporation of the snowpack, less water entering the river, and a longer growing season for plants around the river sucking up water. The renegotiation of the 100-year-old Water Pact appears frozen.
It seems to be going about nowhere at this point, doesn't it?
I think that's correct.
Kenny believes there's reason for the federal government to get more involved.
I think it's past time for the federal government to step up and be a little more assertive.
Because there is agreement, there is a problem. What there isn't is a solution.
The states understand that the math doesn't add up, that everyone was promised more water than exists. Everyone understands that. Everyone knows that math will ultimately prevail.
Lower basin states have been cutting water use, but they argue that in dry years, the upper basin states, like Colorado, should reduce consumption as well. Now, Colorado continues to argue that it doesn't even use as much water as is allowed under the current agreement. Now, this is all sure to affect agricultural water use, which makes up nearly 80% of the total water consumption in the Colorado River Basin. But farmers say they shouldn't be the only ones limiting use.